Hey everyone, welcome back to Book Summerics. If you've ever felt stuck, unmotivated, or like life keeps knocking you down, then this is the book you need. Today we're diving into Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, a book that isn't just about motivation, but about building unshakable mental toughness. David Goggins, a former Navy SEAL and one of the toughest endurance athletes on the planet, shares his personal story of overcoming poverty, racism, abuse, and self-doubt. He turned his pain into power, and in this book, he teaches us how to do the same. But here's the thing. This isn't a feel-good, believe-in-yourself kind of book. Goggins doesn't sugarcoat anything. He calls out our excuses, our mental weakness, and shows us how much potential we're wasting. And let me tell you, reading this book changed my entire mindset. It's intense, it's raw, and honestly, it's exactly the wake-up call I needed. So stick around, because in this video, I'm going to break down the most powerful lessons from Can't Hurt Me and how you can start applying them to your life today. Cut to dramatic transition with the book cover appearing on screen. Chapter 1. The Painful Beginning. Let's start with Goggins' childhood because, wow, it was brutal. He grew up in an abusive home. His father regularly beat him, his mother, and his brother. He was constantly bullied at school and experienced intense racism. His self-esteem? Absolutely crushed. On top of that, he had a learning disability, struggled in school, and by the time he was a teenager, he had completely given up on himself. By his 20s, he was overweight, depressed, and working a dead-end job killing cockroaches. At this point, most people would have stayed stuck. They would have blamed their past, their circumstances, and settled for an unhappy life. But Goggins did something different. One day, he looked in the mirror and decided, enough is enough. He realized nobody was coming to save him. He had to save himself. And that moment changed everything. Here's what really hit me. So many of us carry the weight of our past, our mistakes, our failures. Goggins teaches that, yes, your past may have been unfair, but it's your responsibility to change your future, and that's a tough truth to accept. So let me ask you, what excuses have been holding you back? Drop them in the comments, and let's be real with ourselves. Chapter 2. The 40% Rule. Okay, this next lesson blew my mind. Goggins introduces something called the 40% rule, and once you understand this, you'll never approach challenges the same way again. Most people quit when they feel exhausted, whether it's in a workout, a project, or just life in general. But according to Goggins, when you feel like you've given everything, you've actually only reached 40% of your true potential. That means you have 60% more left in you. Think about that. The next time you want to quit, whether it's at the gym, at work, or chasing a goal, remember, you have way more left in the tank. Goggins proved this in the craziest way possible. He ran a 100-mile ultramarathon with no prior training. His body was literally breaking down, stress fractures, kidney failure, extreme exhaustion. But he didn't quit, and he finished the race. And look, I'm not saying you should go run 100 miles tomorrow, but what if you applied this rule to your own life? What if the next time you wanted to quit, you just pushed a little further? I actually tested this myself. I was on a run, and when I felt like stopping, I told myself, this is just 40%. Keep going. And you know what? I ran 2 miles more. Try it. The next time you hit a wall, remind yourself you're only at 40%. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had a moment where you pushed further than you thought possible. Chapter 3. The Accountability Mirror. Now this is one of the most brutal but powerful concepts in the book, the accountability mirror. Goggins used to lie to himself. He made excuses for why he wasn't in shape, why he wasn't successful. But then he started standing in front of a mirror and writing down the truth, no sugarcoating. He wrote things like, "You are overweight. You are not working hard enough. You are not pushing yourself." Every morning he had to face those truths. It wasn't about self-hate. It was about owning his weaknesses and committing to fixing them. So here's a challenge. Try this for a week. Write down one thing you know you need to improve, put it on your mirror, and confront it every day. Trust me, it's uncomfortable, but it works. Cut to host reflecting. I started doing this, and at first, I hated it. Seeing my flaws in writing, not fun, but it forced me to stop making excuses and actually do something about them. It's uncomfortable, but growth always is. Final thoughts. Can't Hurt Me is not just a book. It's a blueprint for mental toughness. Here's what you should take away. Your past doesn't define you. You get to decide who you become. The 40% rule. When you think you're done, you have way more left to give. The accountability mirror. Face the truth about your weaknesses and work on them. Pain is an opportunity. Goggins believes suffering is where real growth happens. And here's my honest opinion. This book is intense. It's raw. And sometimes it's even uncomfortable to read. But that's exactly why it's so powerful. If you're looking for an easy, feel-good read, this isn't it. But if you're serious about leveling up your mindset, this book will change the way you think about your own limits. So, are you up for the challenge? Drop a comment below with one thing you're going to push harder on this week. Let's hold each other accountable. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. More life-changing book summaries are coming your way. Thanks for watching Book Summarics. I'll see you in the next one.